Hi, I'm Reverend Sheena. We just had a Facebook meltdown and the video died and I lost it. So this is Saturday Night Spiritual, the redo. Happy Pride Month. I hope you're all enjoying Pride. I'm taking a break from the Pride festivities to be here doing my service. This is also the 4-year anniversary of Saturday Night Spiritual. 4 years ago this month, I got behind the little pulpit and started doing my thing. And it was new and scary. And I'm thankful to all the wonderful people here at Founders MCC that made it easy for me. We're talking about Pride this month and a lot of beautiful things about Pride. It's so important to have pride in everything that you do. Having pride in when I do these broadcasts, having pride in who I am as a person. I think sometimes we spend a lot of time focusing on what we're not and not enough time being thankful and having pride in who we are and what we do. We live in a world where mass media so much talks to us about what we haven't done, the goals we haven't achieved, what's still on our bucket list, and not enough about reflecting on the things that we have done that make us proud. And what a perfect month for me to have my anniversary all the time, because I'm so proud of being a pastor here at Founders MCC. I'm so proud to be a part of this family. I'm so proud to have the interfaith service here, to be their interfaith pastor. I'm so proud of all the wonderful people I have met and connections that I have made to more wonderful people through people I've met here at this wonderful church. We're at foundersmcc.org. We have a great YouTube page where you can watch services. We have a terrific Facebook page with all kinds of information. Please join us both of those places. And of course, the community page for this service is at SaturdayNightSpiritual.com. And if you want to watch past sermons, Rev Sheena, foundersmcc.com. That's a little secret page on my website, which is sheenametalspiritual.com. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I love Pride Month. Every time I see the rainbow and the stickers, I've seen so many fantastic memes on Facebook, on Instagram. We also have an Instagram page. On YouTube, people doing videos, people capturing pride moments. People say, why do we still need pride? Well, we need pride because everybody should have pride in who they are. You shouldn't just have a pride festival if you think that you're, we only needed pride when it wasn't okay to be gay in some people's minds. Well, that's ridiculous. It's not about that. I go to the Irish Festival every year. I have Irish pride. Well, there actually was a time when it wasn't okay to be Irish in this country, so I guess that's maybe not the best example. But you should be celebrating the things in your life that make you happy. And the fact that we as queer people now have so many more rights than we did 50 and some years ago when this church was founded. That's even more of a reason to celebrate and have. We should be spinning our rainbow spinners left and right. Not saying, hey, give us rights, but saying, yay, we did it. We got some rights. We got a ways to go, but we came this far. That's what pride is. And I want to talk more about pride in a minute, but, well, yeah, I will. I'll talk about that. Then we'll talk about what it is to be interfaith, like I do every month. While I'm talking about pride right now, there's kind of a weird thing that has happened in our modern society where words like pride and proud and prideful have become almost like bad words, like negative connotation to them. And I don't really understand how that could be, because there is nothing more beautiful than taking pride in yourself, those you love, where you live, your communities, the earth, your faith. These are all such good things to be proud of. Don't you want to be proud of those? So for somebody to say, oh, these, prideful gays celebrating with their rainbow flags everywhere. Well, yeah. It makes me sad when I hear people say, oh, do you think I would have chosen to be gay if I hadn't been born this way? Whew. God, I hope so. I hope so, because it's fun. And it's great to be queer. And we should be out celebrating and rainbow spinners everywhere. Yay, I'm gay. I think that we have been made to feel as human beings like we need to be embarrassed if we have too much pride in something. And I think if more people on the earth generally had more pride, it would be a much happier world. So I say more pride, more pride, more pride. But it's really important. Pride isn't just about I'm proud to be a gay person, or I'm proud to be Mexican, or I'm proud to be a woman, or I'm proud to live in California. Pride is a big thing with your faith, right? I mean, this church was founded 50 plus years ago by people who were told by their church, you are not allowed to be a proud Christian and also be a proud gay person. And the existence of how Metropolitan Community Church has grown in the last 50 plus years is proof that pride works, that pride is a good thing, that pride is a beautiful thing, that you need to be proud of who you are, everything you are. We go, a gay Christian? Is that even a thing? How often have you heard that, right? Wow, is that even a thing? A gay Christian? What? Well, of course that's a thing. Of course it's a thing to be a gay Christian. It's a thing. It's a pride thing. God makes us exactly as we're supposed to be. God makes us who we are. And that's one of the most beautiful things about interfaith spirituality, and I'll talk more about that in a minute, is that God made me like this and you like that and this person like this and this guy like this and this woman like this and this non-binary person like that. And we're all here together on the earth. And yay, we're all interfaith. Woohoo! That's the beauty of interfaith spirituality, is we're all supposed to be proud of who we are and proud of who everybody else is. I talked about this earlier before the first attempt at our Saturday Night Spiritual Tonight died in a Facebook glitch. I have two gentlemen in my life that yesterday, both independent of each other, talked about how proud they were to grow up Jewish. And neither one of them is overly religious, so to speak, but loved growing up with the culture of Judaism and the family and the holidays, and also many of the mystical things. Judaism is awfully mystical, which is beautiful. So many religions that don't believe in magic are like filled with magic. Jesus was magic. And Jewish. But I loved hearing them say that, both of them saying, I'm so proud to be Jewish. I love when people say they're proud of what they are. You know, my mother was a very open, progressive, liberal person who fought oppression, especially religious oppression, everywhere. And she was very metaphysical, also a psychic, very into the New Age community, had started reading Edgar Cayce in the 50s when she didn't tell anybody that she was part of the New Age community. Well, I don't even know if they called it that in the 50s. But my mama, and I talk about this during all our Christmas services, my mama loved Jesus. She loved Jesus. She did not like what was being done in Jesus's name in many instances, but she loved Jesus, and she was proud to love Jesus. When I was in elementary school, she took a gig for a while as a Sunday school teacher for this non-denominational Christian church we went to for a little while when we lived in the Midwest. And lo and behold, she got fired. Well, first she got a warning, and the second time she got fired. Her first offense was we made Jesus out of yarn and lifesaver holders. So the lifesaver roll was his body, and then it was very much like the Jesus from Godspell, the musical. She wanted everyone to have a Jesus doll, and she knew kids love lifesavers. My mom was an elementary school teacher at the time. And so she knew kids loved lifesavers and kids loved yarn and kids loved making things. So everybody made their own Jesus. Well, that didn't go over very well. Then we made at Christmas time, we made nativities, and we made the mangers out of popsicle sticks. Actually, they were riddle sticks. And the kids were reading the riddles while we made them, but they were beautiful and they looked great. And there was a little popsicle Mary and popsicle stick Joseph and a popsicle stick Jesus. Didn't go over so well. That was the end of her. But she loved Jesus, and she always had, dragons and fairies, and she loved her Irish heritage and her Irish mysticism. Yet the dining room every Christmas had like a 50-piece nativity on it. And she never raised me to think there was anything wrong with loving crystals and loving Jesus. And believing that angels were kind of, half Jesus and half New Age. She loved reincarnation, and she loved Archangel Michael. For her, she really taught me what it was to be interfaith, probably without ever even saying that word or knowing that was a thing. By letting me know that it was okay to love spiritually whatever I wanted. And that everything about me was okay. There was no, you can't be this or you can't be that. She had pride in what she believed. And she raised me to have pride in what I believe. That's why you have to have pride in everything you do. So this thing now where pride has become a bad word and proud has become a bad word, and why do gay people get a pride? Why don't straight people have a pride? Hey, if straight people want to have a pride, I say go for it. I don't know what they would like, wave flags with like the little man and woman symbol from the restrooms. I don't know what they would do, but if they want to have one, I think that's great. I'd go check it out, see what it's about. I think that we tell people, oh, you're getting too prideful. Oh, you're too proud. Oh, don't have so much pride in that. People will think you're conceited. Where did we come to this place that tells us that we're not supposed to have pride? I don't know, because I think if everybody had organic pride inside of them, about themselves and everything around them, we would live in a much more balanced and beautiful world. Because it's all about that. I'm being invaded by Saturday Night Spiritual's youngest, smallest parishioner, Brother Cullen. Brother Cullen doesn't care that it's the time to do the Saturday Night Spiritual service, because Brother Cullen loves snuggles. And you can't say no to snuggles, especially when it's Pride Month and we're all snuggling each other. Does that make sense about pride? I understand that too much of anything is not good. And sometimes people have so much pride that they almost pride themselves out of having a life. And then that's not good. But too much of anything can get to be a lot. But I think to make people think that you shouldn't have pride, and also this idea that, like I said earlier, that, now that we have rights as gay folks, as queer folks, that we're no longer supposed to want to celebrate pride. What's there to be prideful about now? You got what you wanted. It's not about an agenda. It's about a celebration. It's about being proud of who you are. It's about loving who you are and saying to other people who are also in your community, I have pride in myself, and I love that you have pride in yourself. It's only a beautiful thing. And so I would love if we could work as a species in our modern day culture to change how the connotation we have allowed pride to have, and to work to be proud of ourselves and not have to be embarrassed because we're proud of something or we have pride in ourselves. Not have to be like somebody's going to cut you down because you feel good. If you do a good job, congratulate yourself. If something wonderful happens to you because you worked hard or you went the extra mile, be proud of that. Are you happy with where you live, who you love, what you do for a living? Are you happy that you paid your bills this month? Take pride in that. Celebrate you. Having pride is a way to celebrate you. Gay pride festivals are everybody celebrating themselves and everyone else. But it all starts with you. And I talk about this a lot. On your spiritual path, it all starts with you. And yes, you're not supposed to be all about you. But at the same time, part of it has to be about you. Because, you know, we need to take care of ourselves before we take care of other people. Because it's like on the plane, right? You put your oxygen mask on first, and then you can go and save the plane. And it's so important that we remember that. We come first. And so as you walk your path, right, you have you and you have God. Now, all the other people that come in to be a part of your life and become part of your path, that is all a beautiful thing. But the bottom line is, it's all about you, and it's all about your connection to God. That's where your path begins. So one of the most important things that God, spirit, higher power, goddess, universe, whatever you call your higher power, wants for you is for you to love yourself and be proud in yourself and believe in yourself and believe in where you come from and who you are. And a big part of that is your faith. Be proud in the faith that you have. Say, I'm proud to be a Christian. I'm proud to be Jewish. I'm proud to be New Age. I'm proud to be an agnostic who's still asking questions. I'm proud to be an atheist who doesn't believe in anything beyond the 3 dimensions, but does what I can to make the earth a better place. Nobody is excluded. And that's a big thing that I love about Metropolitan Community Church, and us here at Founders. It's what my mama used to call a y'all come church. Everybody's welcome. Everybody's allowed to be here. Everybody is, everybody's beliefs are respected. And that is what interfaith is all about. It's about saying, I'm proud to be a woman. I'm proud to be an intersex person, which I am. I'm proud to have brown hair. I'm proud to be a minister. I'm proud of what I've done to help other people in my life. I'm proud of my spiritual practice. But I'm also so proud of what you do. And I'm also so proud of what she does and what he does and what they do. And I'm so proud of this community and this country and this state and this city. And I'm so proud to be a part of it along with all of you others. But you may have very different beliefs. And that's okay. It's okay that you believe differently. The most important thing is that you allow others to do their thing. And you do your thing, and we're all doing our thing together. And sometimes we do the same thing, and we're sharing. And sometimes we're doing things in completely different communities and realms. But as human beings, we're all doing it together. And that is the idea of one human family. One human family. Those are probably the 3 most beautiful words I can think of right now. That's why I love to see straight people at Pride, because they're having the time of their lives sometimes. And sometimes it's our allies that go every year with their queer friends, but sometimes it's people who just want to check it out and see what it's about. And they're blown away by the love and the good feelings and the exaltation and the excitement. I love that. I love to see other people see the pride in you and love it. And hopefully that inspires the pride in them. Does that make sense? And that's what interfaith spirituality is all about. It's about loving your neighbor. It's about saying, well, this is my neighborhood. And I'm an interfaith, eclectic mix of a lot of things. My neighbors are Christian. My neighbors are Mormon. The Buddhists live there. The Catholics live there. The Jewish folks live across the street. That's the neighborhood. But yet we're all respecting each other, right? We all put our trash cans out the same night. We all use the same electricity and the same Wi-Fi and the same gas in our houses. We're all dealing with the sunny, the rainy, the windy. All at the same time, we're having the exact same experience. The only difference is that we have chosen to create a spiritual palette that's a little bit different than our neighbors. That is the beauty of interfaith. There was a interfaith pride service, actually in our sanctuary here at Founders at the end of last month that Reverend Pat from Valley MCC put together. She's wonderful. And it was all about interfaith pride. And I did a little piece about how we're all interfaith. And I believe that because if you're a Christian and you're acknowledging that somebody else is Muslim, then you're interfaith because you're seeing the pie that has all the spirituality, all the religion, and you're carving out your piece of the pie. But you still know the pie's there. You don't think you're a single slice on a plate that never came from a pie. That is not interfaith. Interfaith is seeing the entire pie, the big giant pie, and seeing your slice come out of the pie. Like, you know, when you go to a coffee shop and you see the pie in the cabinet, sometimes it's whole, sometimes it has like one piece out of it or two pieces, or sometimes there's a little, the pie spatula half pulling one piece out. That's interfaith. And each of those pieces can either be a religion or a spiritual belief, or it can be you or your family. But even in your family, probably, everybody's slice is a little bit different because everybody believes something that's a little bit different. You know? And I love that. I love living in a world where everyone is so proud to be who they are. And so proud of what everybody else is. Like, I'll give you an example. Pastor Keith teases me because I always use the spiritual salad bar example, but here we go. You're going to think this is weird about me. I don't like onions. It seems that everybody in the world loves onions, and I don't. And I don't really understand what is great about onions. I try, and my best friend loves them, and my mom loved them, and they both try to sneak them in my food. I can always tell when I get one, even if it's my best friend always says, "Oh, it's tiny. I chopped them up. You won't even notice." No, I notice. Every single one of those little buggers, I either grimace and swallow, or I pick out politely and hide under something on the plate. But I watch a lot of the Food Network, and I've noticed in watching the Food Network, human beings' obsession with onions. And I see people making these, gourmet dishes, and they get all excited like, oh, you start by putting a little olive oil in a pot, and then you finally chop the onions, and then later and then you get the scallions out, and then you get out the chives. I'm like, this thing's got 4 different onions in it. And all I can think of is, oh. But I am learning through my obsession with the Food Network to really embrace people's pride in onion eating, because there must be something about onions that I just don't get, but other people do. And I acknowledge other people's love of onions. And if I cook for people, I always slice up some onions that they can put in their food. I always serve onions. If I'm serving like burger fixings, I always add onions because I know people love onions. I'm happy to order onions for you if I go pick you up some food. And that's kind of what interfaith is. Sometimes you look at a spirituality and you think, God, that doesn't resonate with me at all. But you realize that somebody in your close circle that you love is very devoutly believes in that. Interfaith takes away the us and them ideology, right? It takes you out of this feeling that you either have to like something or you can't support it. And you can. And I think this is a battle that queer people have fought since the beginning of time with straight folks, right? I'm telling you that I'm queer, but I'm not telling you you have to be queer. I get you're not, and that's okay. Can you please just get that I am? Thank you. Happy Pride Month. I mean, that's what it's really about, right? The battle that we have fought as people in the queer community, not to make the whole world be gay, but to enable people to understand that I can do my thing and you can do your thing and we all can do our thing together, which again takes me back to the salad bar where I make my plate and you make your plate and everybody makes their plate. Then we all sit down together and what we have, each one of us, is a product of the same thing. We all went to the same salad bar. We just all put different things on our plates. Every person who believes something spiritually, it's all under the same universe. We all live on the same earth. It's not like, well, my salad came from this God and your salad came from your God. No, it's all the same. Same person put out the whole salad bar. The parts you like to eat and the parts you don't like to eat, the same person put them all out. Now you choose what you want on your plate. And everybody else does the same. It's kind of like Pride and the queer community. Everybody doesn't have to have the same letters. Everybody can carve out, and now there's so many choices, so many queer choices. Everybody can carve out their own spiritual palette. And everybody can carve out their own queer palette. Yet we're all going to Pride together. And we're all different things. And some people are 10, 15 things on their own. I mean, I'm queer, bisexual, pansexual, and intersex. And a cat mom. That's not part of being queer, but so kind of is sometimes. So kind of is being a cat mom. That's a little bit about being queer. Some of the younger folks, they got like 170 letters. And they'll rail off 17 things that they are. Great. Just like, my spirituality has like 17 things. Some people are like, nope, I'm Catholic and that's it. Nope, I'm a Christian and that's it. Nope, I'm Mormon and that's it. Okay. But we have the ability to grow and change as we spend more years on this earth, and to decide more and more what it looks like for us, and what our palate is. And it's okay if our palate changes, just like back in the day when there was only L and G, everybody was gay or lesbian. Then we acknowledge the bisexuals, then the transgender folks, then all the things that fall under plus, right? The intersex, the two-spirit, the pansexual folks, the asexual folks, the questioning folks, the genderqueer folks, the ally, I mean, everything, right? Now we break it up into a bunch of different stuff. And that's good, because time evolved. This is funny because I normally do these sermons and there's not a single problem and you have no idea what's going on during these services. This time the cat has decided to literally knock everything off everything, which he never does. He never knocks down tripods, and he's on a tear right now. So excuse that and forgive that. And so, yeah, that's the beautiful thing about both interfaith spirituality and the queer spectrum, is everybody can be what everybody wants to be. I mean, isn't that fantastic? And you can go to Pride and celebrate exactly who you are, and even subsets of things, different kind of gay bear. I'm a gay otter. There's so many things. I'm a top, I'm a bottom, I'm butch, I'm femme, I'm this leaning, I'm that leaning. Yay! Isn't it nice that our world is getting to the place where we all can just be who we are spiritually, our sexual preference, our gender preference, our identity. We can all now just be who we are. And we don't have to feel like we have to be boxed into something. And I love that about our queer community. And I will forever be a voice of that for our queer community and for the interfaith community. Discover what you are. Sometimes the more you're exposed to, the more that you realize who you are. The more you're exposed to something, the more you find the things that resonate with you, right? Sometimes you don't know until you're exposed to them. And then you know. I think we've seen that in our evolution as a queer community. And I know that happens as a spiritual person. And sometimes, folks that are clients of my spiritual practice will come to me and say, like, oh, all of a sudden I this and that. And it's like, great. I went into a building full of ghosts and I started feeling everything. Okay. Congratulations, you're an empath. It happens. Sometimes God reveals things to us. I mean, look at the stories in the Bible, and look at the stories of Catholic saints. I mean, people that sometimes didn't even believe in God, and then one day God just showed them the miracle, and that's it. It was a calling for them forever. I got the download to become a minister in a Walmart parking lot, and I was like, say what? No, I'm not the girl you want as a minister. It's been one of the most beautiful and rewarding things that has ever happened to me. That is the evolution of spirituality. And you need to not renounce those things or be shamed by those things or feel embarrassed of those things. You need to have pride. Even if I used to say there was no reincarnation, and then I went to France and I had this experience. And now I believe I live there. I used to think I was hardcore straight. And then I met this woman. And it made me think. These are good things. These are things this is God showing you your own enlightenment and evolvement. This is wonderful. This is nothing to be embarrassed of. This is great. Maybe you went to Pride and you didn't know that you were pansexual. I always identified as bisexual, and then I met a young person who talked to me about pansexuality. And I thought, oh, yeah, that's kind of me. Oh, I didn't know that existed earlier. So I didn't know that was a thing I could be. How awesome is that? Now I take great pride in that. That's the beautiful thing about life and about evolution. We learn more and more as we go. And that's so awesome. That's one of the reasons prides are wonderful. Go to a gay pride and learn. And learn about the history of our community. Learn about what people fought for to get us to where we are now. Learn about the history of the spirituality that you follow, your faith, and find out what those people went through for you to have the right to be who you are now, for you to take pride in everything that you are and everything that you do because one of those people in the past paved that way for you. Just be proud and have pride in you and love you and know that you are here because God made you just like this. And this is exactly where you're supposed to be. And God made you who you are so you could teach other people to be proud of themselves and be just who they are. Survive and thrive and teach. That's really why we're all here. To survive and thrive and teach. And celebrate. Celebrate you. There should be an interfaith pride festival. Maybe someday I will throw an interfaith pride festival. Wouldn't that be fun? Everybody of all different religions and faiths and sects can come and wave their flags and work their magic, and others can learn about their religions. Like a job fair, like when they do the, career day at high school to get the kids to figure out what they want to become. Interfaith Pride Day. Wouldn't that be fun? You got to get everybody from every religion and every faith and every sect of spiritual humanity there doing their thing. You got a rabbi, and then next to there's a witch, and then, here's a Hare Krishna monk, and then there's a Hindu chakra balancing and a Buddhist meditation and an old school Baptist sermon, and it's all happening in one place at once. It's like pride. It's like gay pride. LGBTQ plus pride. That's what it is. Queer pride, people. Be proud of you. And you know what? If you're not queer, if you're straight as can be, maybe you don't want to go to gay pride. Be proud that we live in a world where gay pride exists. Be proud that we live in a country, in a place, in our state, in our city, where people can celebrate who they are. Unfortunately, that's not true in all places of the world. But we're getting there. We're getting there. And that's the most important thing. That we're getting close. That every day we become a little more evolved and a little more enlightened. And don't let people tell you, oh, they're turning it backwards, and these people and those people. Let those people and those people do whatever they're going to do. Because whenever human beings are on a vibrational uplift, there are always going to be people that want to push back from the other side, and let them push. But the truth is, if you look at our world, We are slowly but surely becoming more evolved and more enlightened. We're taking more pride in who we are. We're hiding less of who we are. We're talking more openly about how we feel about things and about the things that make us us. We are surviving and thriving and becoming teachers. And we're learning that just who we are is okay. Sometimes I just let Spirit channel when I do these services. And I knew I was going to talk about queer pride today, and I knew I was going to talk about interfaith, because I always do. I know I wanted to talk about pride and self. I didn't know how those were all going to weave in so beautifully together, but I thank Spirit for that. Please find this wonderful church, and even if you're just finding us virtually, we would love for you to donate. I call it Help Us, to help you to help others, because we do a lot of community outreach and beautiful things for folks in the community. It's so easy. Go to foundersmcc.org and you will see that we also have an app. You can text your donation in. Please tell them that you enjoyed Saturday Night Spiritual. I would love that. That's very important. foundersmcc.org. We're here on Facebook, Founders Metropolitan Community Church. Founders MCC on Instagram and YouTube. You can watch a lot of our services there. Our Sunday services, 10:30 and 1. Pastor Keith, our senior pastor, Pastor Keith Mazingo, does the 10:30. Reverend Alejandro Escoto does the 1. Wonderful people. Really my minister mentors. You're in good shape there. We're here the second Saturday of every month at SaturdayNightSpiritual.com. If you want to watch older services, you can go to Sheena FoundersMCC.com. You can find me at SheenaMetalSpiritual.com. Send me a text message. I'm easily accessible by phone. My phone number is there. A little less accessible, but I can by email, which is also there on the contact page. I usually end all of my video and radio and TV programs with this. And, I don't end this one with this, but I'm going to today. Whenever I get off the air with folks, I always say these things. Seek peace. Live in love. Lead with kindness. Embrace unity. Always work to raise your vibration. And most importantly, know that you are love and you are loved. And you're loved by me. I'm Reverend Sheena Metal. This is Saturday Night Spiritual. I love you all. See you next time. Happy Pride. Go enjoy Pride weekend and let me know how it was. Take care. Be proud in everything that you do and everything that you are. I love you all.